I apologize.
5, 4, 3.
We're live.
Live.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to number 22.
Double deuce.
Very nice, Yorma. Show everybody that nice mask you just took off. We're back in stock.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, this was a good one. This one actually almost keeps my glasses from fogging up.
Very
I think
nice.
if I pinched it tighter, it cut off a little of my air supply, but that's okay. My glasses stayed clean. How does that sound?
Very nice.
Okay.
So they are back in stock at the Fur Peace Ranch Company store. But we want to welcome everyone for tuning in. Once again, you're looking around. What did you forget this time? What did you forget?
I'm good.
Okay.
I had a momentary,
All right.
utter and complete lapse of
I know that look.
orientation.
The look.
I'm good. I'm back.
It's
I'm
like,
back.
what'd you do with my...
I wasn't gone long.
It was
wasn't gone
right
long.
here.
It's right here, okay?
Okay,
I got
good.
it.
Good. So, our live quarantine concert series, per usual, is brought to you by Yorma's Choice CBD products, the only choice in CBD. That is our 1,000 milligram muscle balm. That was one of our first products that we launched. It's awesome. We have we have the new bath soak.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Not bath salts, you young kids. This is bath soak.
Nice, Vanessa, nice.
Sorry.
Yeah, bath soak, yeah. Got it.
Eucalyptus, 1,000 milligram isolate CBD. We also have our very popular black cherry tincture, if you want to hold that up real quick, 500 milligram.
Black cherry tincture.
Soon
Yep, here we go, right here.
Soon to have 1,000 milligram mint, for those of you that don't like cherry Coke. We love cherry Coke.
You love cherry Coke.
If it were root beer, you'd really love it.
Yeah. I don't mind it because it's good stuff, but it's you know, I got it. It's a generational thing, I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And we also have another special on the cutting boards. I don't know if you can actually hold it up, all that stuff that you piled
I got all
on top.
kinds of stuff on it
Oh,
now.
wait, well, I'll just tell everybody that we have beautiful guitar, their cutouts, acoustic guitar, electric, mandolin, banjo. If you don't want to play a banjo, maybe you want a banjo cutting board.
Maybe you want to paddle somebody, I don't know.
Yes.
It's a thing of many uses.
Yes.
Many uses.
We come from the era of getting paddled, so they don't do
Yeah.
that anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, I remember when my dad was stationed in Pakistan in the early 50s, I went to the Karachi Grammar School there. Any of you KGS alums out there will talk later, but yeah, they completely believed in corporeal punishment, and they had caning, but they also had the dunce chair.
And you.
Yeah, I did. I qualified for the dunce chair once and learned my lesson. I thought I'd get a caning and I'd be a man. Yeah, he took a beating, he didn't make a noise. But I didn't. I had to sit on this stool with a pointed hat on my head. Not much honor in that.
I know.
Oh,
Well, my grandmother had a little paddle hanging in her, it was a closed-in porch in her house at the foot of Mount Whiteface in New Hampshire, and it had a little bear, like a bear, a black bear, but black bears have fur, but his fur was exposed and he had a little bottom, derriere, and it said, "For the cute little deer with the bear behind."
Yeah.
And that is what she used to
Nice.
paddle us.
Granny, gotta love it.
Yeah. We digress. So, if you're just tuning in for the first time, this is a free, I say again, free.
Because if it ain't free, it ain't me.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
So if somebody made you pay for this site, it's not us. We've been doing these since April 4th. This is actually going to be our last live show. We're still doing live shows.
Patience mule.
We're taking a little hiatus, and we created a quarantine vault series. We realized there were 4 really cool shows that nobody had seen. Most of them are hot tuna shows, so it's a good segue into the return of Mr. Jack Cassidy, who is coming back here, and I believe is going to, you guys will close out the quarantine concert series this year with all hot tuna shows after our quarantine
Awesome.
vault series.
Mr. Jack Cassidy.
He's
The only
listening.
person I know who could spend 40 minutes showing you how to fold up a futon.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yes.
So, again, if you're tuning in for the first time, what we like to do is jump right into some music, and people have sent in questions. We can't always do all the questions because really we have a little over an hour, and I know you probably heard some laughing in the background. We actually have a small audience of 11 students this week. We opened up for our first camp a couple weeks ago. It's been really interesting. It's been lovely.
It has been.
Quite intimate, 5 or 6 students per instructor, only 2. There's 3 instructors here, but you have a TA this weekend who you'll talk about. Also, if you're noticing across the screen a PayPal address and a Venmo address, that was something that one of the fans said when we started doing this, where's the tip jar? We didn't really know what a tip jar was because we had only been doing live streams at the end of last year. So we accommodated your request, and the request was, how do we help pay for the crew? Because if you don't know this, our crew, Myron, Izzy, Andy Walla, Izzy is our daughter, Myron Hart is Yorma's guitar tech and sound engineer extraordinaire on the road. Andy Walla is a teacher at Ohio University. She's also an incredible videographer, but she does film. I mean, there's so much that she does. Documentaries. She does all the filming for Nelsonville Music Fest, and we are lucky to have her as part of our team. But they volunteer for this. So
You mentioned Mylan. I don't remember. Or did I miss that?
and Mylan Hall is also running our cameras. This is the second week that he's running the Stage Right cameras. And Mylan, I want you to know that the feedback was that camera's the thanks, whoever's running it. It's the best it's been this whole
She's
series.
not kidding. That's funny
So,
stuff.
thank you very much. Yeah, I think that's it. So we want to thank you for your donations. Again, if you see the PayPal or Venmo address go across the screen, that's what that is. So we'll jump right in. A couple of things before everybody's like tired of listening to me. What else is new? This is, not only are we, we're doing these quarantine concerts because we are in the middle of a pandemic, and these are some crazy times, but this weekend our Pick and Putt Motorcycle Guitar Weekend happens to fall on the remembrance of September 11th.
Correct.
So it's been a pretty solemn time around here during those couple of days when September 11th, when the attacks on the Twin Towers happened. We were here. The morning that the towers were hit, Merle Saunders was leaving. Our students were taking off. I don't remember who else. We'd already wrapped up a weekend. Merle was scheduled to get on the plane in Pennsylvania that was going nonstop to San Francisco, and something happened and he didn't get on that plane. And that was the plane that hit the Pentagon. So, like all of us, we probably lost someone we love or knew someone indirectly, but David Weiss, a good friend of ours, Tom Kelly was a firefighter. David Weiss worked for Cantor Fitzgerald. About a month or 2 months after everything had fallen and the firefighters and everybody were, we all know what they were doing. They were in there looking for people. Bob Kelly, Tom's brother, firefighter in New York. We were there to do a show at the Beacon, which we weren't even sure we were going to do because it was just so raw, but we realized, like now, music heals, so Yorma and Jack decided to do the show as usual, but the day before the show, Bob Kelly had me meet him down in the village, and he opened up the back of his trunk and he put a firefighter's uniform on me. He put on whatever the equivalent of our, our credentials or backstage passes. I got credentials to go into the hole. I had a big firefighter's hat on. He said, follow me. He said, keep your head down. And they waved us through, and he brought me into the hole. It looked like a giant diving board, and we stood there, and he wanted me to see it. And I remember my throat was burning, and it was, you won't ever forget anything like that. And I saw the aftermath, but he was there to find his brother, which he never did. But as we're watching everything, and everything was so big, but there was all this little movement in the middle of the hole, and all of a sudden everything stopped. And I said, what happened? He said they found someone, and the firefighters and all the workers, everybody that was down there lined up, and they brought out whatever they found. He was just hoping. But Tom Kelly, David Weiss, everybody else that was affected by that.
Yep.
I think
Everybody's
Yorma's gonna
affected in some way, that's for sure.
Yeah, so you know what? We don't ever forget. So I think Yorma's got a special song for you guys.
Yeah.
And we're here.
Yep, we are. So this is a Washington Phillips song that I like. Particularly, it's called "What Are They Doing in Heaven Today?" Well, what are they doing in heaven today? Sin and sorrow are all washed away. Peace that flows like a river, they say. What are they doing there now? I'm thinking of friends who I used to know. Lived and suffered in this world below. They've gone up to heaven, and I want to know, what are they doing there now? Well, what are they doing in heaven today? Sin and sorrow are all washed away. Peace that flows like a river, they say. What are they doing there now? There are those whose hearts are burdened with care, spend all their moments of fight and fear, clung to the cross with trembling and prayer. What are they doing there now? Well, what are they doing in heaven today? Sin and sorrow all washed away. Peace that flows like a river, they say. What are they doing there now? There's some who's filled with disease. Medicines and doctors couldn't give them much ease. They suffered until death brought them final release. What are they doing there now? Well, what are they doing in heaven today? Sin and sorrow all washed on. Peace that flows like a river, they say. What are they doing there now? There are those who are poor and often despised, looked up heaven with tear-blinded eyes, and people were heedless and deaf to their cries. What are they doing there now? Well, what are they doing in heaven today? Sin and sorrow washed on peace that flows like a river, they say. What are they doing there now? Peace that flows like a river, they say. What are they doing there now? Hey, thank you so much. And yeah, I got the river guitar. River of Time guitars here, and one of the makers, Bud Divins, is here. Thank you so much, and his buddy Tracy Cox. It's nice to have it out of the closet. That's all I can say. Well, all righty.
While you're switching guitars, there's a
Yes.
little bit of buzz going on that people are saying, what? There's no more live streams?
No,
So
that's not the case.
these are live from the vault. We're still going to be on. We're going to be on the chat. Yorm is going to be watching, so you can still ask him some questions.
And we're not done with this. We're not done with this.
No. Jack will be back here the second week in October. And we have a lot of things that we're going to pull out of the fire, I think. So Yorm and Jack need time to rehearse. When they're on tour, which hadn't happened this year, they're, playing sometimes is rehearsing, and after the first couple of shows, there's a groove going on, but they haven't seen each other since July. So
I miss him.
we're still going to be on. There is still a quarantine show. We're going to be on the feed. No, it's not live, but the stuff that we're going to show you, and there's one really special interview, which will be the last one before Jack comes back. You're going to want to watch these. I think you're going to like them.
Indeed. Actually, I just called Jack before we went live here, and hey, buddy, how you doing? He's surrounded by all this stuff, TVs and microphones, and
He has the best studio.
all right. Another man done gone. Another man done gone. Another man done gone down on the county farm. Another man done gone. I didn't know his name. I didn't know his name. I didn't know his name, Lord, I didn't know his name. Though the man done gone. He had a long chain on. He had a long chain on. Had a long chain on, he had a long chain on. The man done gone. They set the dogs on him. They set the dogs on him. Set the dogs on him. They tore him limb from limb. Another man done gone. They killed another man. They killed another man. Killed another man. Oh, killed another man. Another man done gone. Another man done gone. Another man done gone. Another man done gone. I sat down on that county farm. Had a long chain on. Thank you. Let's move a little upbeat here.
Yeah, how about a question?
I hope it's an upbeat question.
Oh, I'll find an upbeat
Okay,
question.
no, that's all good.
Well, Yorma, where did the name Fur Peace come from?
Because it's a fur piece from anywhere.
What if
It's a
some-
local colloquialism. It's kind of like you can't get there from here or something. I'm not from up there, but I've heard people say stuff like that.
That's a New
so.
England thing. If you get lost and you stop on some road in Maine or even New Hampshire or Vermont and you ask a local, well, how do you get to wherever, which could be, maybe 2 miles away, their answer is, well, you can't get there from here.
Perfect.
So here, if you're going down one of our county roads, many of which you and your students rode today, and you get lost and you stop and ask a local, now you could be 10 miles away and they would say, "Why, that's just a fur piece down the road." So
Hence,
when we bought this property, I'm very happy with the property now, but all those years ago, to my horror, I couldn't believe that Yorma bought property in Ohio, but it turned out to be like, no, I'm saying it was a good thing. You were right, Yorma.
what was that? Whoa, hang on. What time is it? Hey, even a blind pig can find an acorn in the middle of the road sometimes.
Oh, jeez. So, see, now I forgot what I was going to say.
What?
Oh, yeah, okay.
What
So-
day? Wait.
So
This
when
is
we bought the
awesome.
property, we were in New York, and you told a friend of yours, Chuck Fidel, if you're listening, that you purchased this land in Ohio, and he said, well, that's a fur piece from anywhere, Yorma. And it really is is he from Saratoga or Saratoga Springs?
Somewhere.
Which was country when he was a kid, country living. And one thing led to another on a night filled with laughter, that's all I'll say.
It was a dark and stormy night.
Yeah. I thought, we're really going to buy this property. And
And then you found out that I
laughing.
bought it.
Laughing, I said, well, we'll grow guitar players and we'll call it the Fur Piece Ranch.
And here we are.
And there you have it. And it turned out to be
It is.
one of the most amazing things that has ever happened to either of us.
Yep.
The ranch is a really special place.
I'm never moving again. That's the deal.
You still haven't unpacked from that move.
Yeah. Just as long as I'm in this world, I'm the light of this world. Just as long as I'm in this world, you know I'm the light of this world. Just as long as I'm in, I'm the light of this world. Just as long as I'm in this world, you know I'm the light of this world. Well, you don't believe in Jesus, Lord, and not a word he said. When it come all the way down, Lord, Lazarus' grave, raising him from the dead. Just as long as I'm in, I'm the light of this world. Just as long as I'm in this world, I am the light of this world. Well, we got fiery finger, Lord, and now we got fiery hand. Get up in heaven, Lord, and play in that fiery band. Just as long as I'm in, I'm the light of this world. Just as long as I'm in this world, you know I'm the light of this world. We'll shout out over the waters at night. Won't be there long. Soul is anchored in Jesus, Lord, and it won't do me no harm. Just as long as I'm in, I'm the light of this world. Just as long as I'm in this world, you know I'm the light of this world. Well, I've been confirmed, Lord knows that I ain't ashamed. Holy Ghost is my witness now, and I ain't it unsigned my name. Just as long as I'm in, I'm the light of this world. Just as long as I'm in this world, I said I'm the light of this world. Just as long as I'm in this world, I'm the light of this world. Just as long as I'm in this world, I'm the light of this world. Thank you. Yikes. Is that the first yikes of the evening?
Yes.
Yikes.
Yes.
Or ay chihuahua. Which translates as yikes. Well, heck, Ness.
Heck, Yorm.
That was such an upbeat Rev song. I think I'll do another one.
Somebody had a question about the Rev.
Okay.
And you know, we haven't really talked a lot about him.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. When did you first discover the Reverend's music, and what about him and the music has held your heart all these years?
Good
This
question.
is from Steve McKenna.
So, I discovered Reverend Davis in 1960 from a guy that became my mentor, and I look back on it. Ian Buchanan is the guy that really taught me how to fingerpick, and after I dropped out of Antioch College, I spent 4 months in New York City working in a spinal cord damage hospital and playing music all the time. And so Ian, I don't know, we found ourselves in an off-campus house together. Antioch is a very odd sort of corner of the universe. And you know, I'm from Washington, D.C., in that era was a very sort of a conservative neighborhood, and I wasn't a great student. I got accepted to the Georgetown Foreign Service School because my dad was in that line of work, I think, and Antioch College. Now, back in those days, the Georgetown Foreign Service School was pretty much about foreign service. It was Georgetown. Antioch College is in the Yellow Springs in Greene County, Ohio. It's where Dave Chappelle lives, by the way. And in those days, I know this is not a big deal today, but in those days, they kind of had open dorms, and that means you could have, like, girls in your dorm. Let me tell you, in 1959, this was a startling concept for a guy like myself from suburban D.C. So it was a tough choice. Georgetown Foreign Service School or girls in the dorm. So I wound up in Yellow Springs. Now, I had a co-op job. We were talking about this earlier today. My first co-op job at Antioch is that kind of school. I actually passed the civil service exam. I took a clerk typist exam, and in the heyday of my career, I could type 100 correct words a minute. But anyway.
I hate the way you type.
I'm typing, I'm trying to tell a story here, Vanessa. You'll pay for that because I'm going to go to a flea market. I'm getting an IBM Selectric, and I'm going to type on that thing 24 hours a day. Anyway, so I worked for the government for a while, and interesting enough, it's in the book, by the way. It's in my book. My boss's name was Richard Head. That was entertaining. To say the least. Anyway, so I worked in an office. I've done that once, and I realized I didn't want to do it again. Anyway, so I went back to Antioch. I'm at this off-campus house, and there's a bunch of guys that played music. Most of them played bluegrass, but there was this one guy, Ian Buchanan. For some reason, he took me under his wing. I theorize because I was thrashing around on the guitar trying to play Buddy Holly songs. I think I drove him so crazy he decided that he needed to show me how to do that kind of stuff. In any case, so he did. And he turned me on to the Reverend's music. Now, he wasn't one of the Reverend's students, like Stephen Grossman or David Bromberg or guys like that. They were buddies. Ian's muse was Lonnie Johnson. Lonnie Johnson's more of a jazz guitar player. That stuff was way over my head, but there was just something about the Reverend's stuff that touched me on a primal level. Interesting for a non-observant Jewish kid when you think about all this, like the fundamentalist Christian music. But there's something really powerful about it. And Reverend Davis, even if he's doing songs like Death Don't Have No Mercy or Bad Company Brought Me Here, Screw the Death Cap on My Head, all that kind of stuff, there just always seemed like there was a sunrise around the corner. I don't know what it was. And Davis is one of the guys that I consider to be the holy trinity of Piedmont-style players, Blind Boy Fuller, Blind Arthur Blake, and Blind Gary Davis. I'm sure there's others, but those are like the center of that universe to me. So anyway, Ian knew how to do that stuff. I started listening to it. One of the first things he taught me was the Blind Blake song. I mean, when I finally went, yeah, this is where I want to go. So anyway, so I started playing that stuff. But there's just something about the Reverend stuff that really moved me, and still does in a lot of ways. Very sophisticated guy. Great book about his life, Say No to the Devil. Good read, worth reading. Did that answer that question?
It does.
I could go on and on.
I know, you love the Rev.
Okay, good, okay.
Can we talk about your typing again?
Pardon?
Can we talk about your typing again? Here's why I hate the way he types, and here's the deal.
God.
No, we've been talking about this since, like, the first week we were together.
Stop.
He had a Tandy computer. Remember Tandy computer? You had to get it at Radio Shack.
Oh yeah, they had no hard drive. You had to load it with a floppy, DOS with a floppy.
But we both knew DOS back then, obviously. But I would stand next to you.
I programmed to play Dixie and the Star-Spangled Banner simultaneously.
Your hands are so strong. Just watching you play guitar, I mean, you have, well, that's how you type. Now, this is, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this, but listen to this. Listen to this. That's how he types. he's like gonna.
It's a good groove,
He gets on my
Vanessa, I like that.
He gets on my computer. I'm like, you're gonna break the thing. Lighten up. So,
Welcome to my world. Jeez.
but I love you.
And I you, my sweet. Just wait till I get back in front of my computer again. I'm getting that selectric. I mean, now it's not the same. Not the same on one of these computers. We need the IBM selectric. Remember the little balls moving around them? Anyway.
No, I wasn't born
Of
yet.
course you know. You're too young. I got it. Thanks for rubbing that one in. I got it. All right. Anyway. Well, Lord, search my heart. I said, Lord, search my heart. Well, Lord, now search my heart, so I'll know what's right and what's wrong. When I'm in misery, search my heart. When I'm in misery, search my heart. Well, when I'm in misery, Lord, search my heart, so I'll know what's right and what's wrong. When I'm hungry, search my heart. When I'm hungry, search my heart. Well, when I'm hungry, Lord, search my heart, so I'll know what's right now, what's wrong. I said, Lord, search my heart. Search my heart. Well, search my heart, so I'll know what's right and what's wrong. Thank you. Yeah, so we have our camp here this weekend, and so we actually have a bunch of guests, which I'm extremely excited about. I would love to take this moment to bring to the stage one of my favorite people, Mr. Tom Feldman. Tom, step up here.
Thanks, Yorma. Well, I'm going away. Woo you off my mind. Yes, I'm going away. Woo you off my mind. 'Cause you keep me worried, bothered all the time. If you didn't want me, baby, why'd you tell me so? If you didn't want me, baby, why'd you tell me so? You just picked me up just to let me go. If you didn't want me, baby, why'd you shake my tree? If you didn't want me, baby, why'd you shake my tree? Why don't you just pass on by and let my orchard be? So I'm going away. Were you all my mind? Well, I'm going away. Were you all my mind? 'Cause you keep me worried, bothered all the time. Thank you. 2 songs? 2. You changed it. You changed it on me. You said 1 earlier, now 2. Well, I just want to thank both of you, Yorma and Vanessa, for all of your extremely hard work. It's one thing to watch you guys do this in the safety of my home in Minnesota, and it's a completely other thing to watch all of the things that you have to do to actually make this happen. So thank you both very, very much, and everybody else that makes this happen.
Thank you for coming this weekend.
Like I said to you, Vanessa, watching everything that you had to do just for me to sit here for 2 songs as someone from Minnesota, I feel so guilty. The guilt to have to watch you do everything for my sake is excruciating. But thank you, nonetheless. And it's just amazing to be back here. I want to say it was November was the last time. And me and my family are doing really, really well. I got extremely obsessed with weightlifting. I know I'm huge, you can tell. And so that's what I've been doing pretty much this whole entire time. So my guitar room is now, the guitars are now in the closet, and it's squat racks and barbells. And
Are you Facebook friends with Jack?
Yes.
So you've seen all of his...
I know everything that he had, which is so...
he's going to get a hold of you now just because you said that.
Yeah, it's
he's
pathetic
listening.
because I'll watch what he does, and I'll be like, oh, I know exactly what the machine is that he's using.
Great.
So, anyway. kind of like the vast majority of the 22-year career that I've had, everything I plan to do falls apart, and I'm a very firm believer that typically everything falls apart and then you're kind of revealed as to what you're supposed to be doing, which is one of the reasons I think that I landed here. But it also is usually what happens with anything musical that I'm working on. And so after a bunch of failed projects, I recorded a new album in March, and it'll be out at some point. Everything's kind of in the air. But this is an instrumental weekend that we have here, and the one thing I love about instrumentals is you don't have to remember any words. So this is one of mine. It doesn't have a title, but it's just a fun thing to do. So. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
What a show off. Thanks, Tom. That was awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Vanessa. Good grief. Boy, there's sure a lot of different ways to skin that cat on the guitar, I'll say what. Let's see what we got here. Okay.
You got some new fans, Tom Feldman.
As well he should. Tom is from the other end of the Delta.
Yorma, someone sent a question and wanted to know if you have ever played with any Hawaiian slack key guitarists.
I have not, much to my chagrin and dismay, because I'm very fond of slack key. I've got a friend that I went to college with that plays a little, and I got to hang with him a little bit a couple years ago when we were over there. That's really neat stuff. Not lightly undertaken.
Right.
Not lightly undertaken. Yeah.
Okay.
No, perhaps someday. Who knows? Good stuff. I see your shimmering eyes into my soul, and your life is all around my time. Now don't you know, every time your sunrise drives my night away, makes my lifetime soar in circles, the swallows wheeling in the day. Now has time to run. The hourglass has just begun. Life was meant for having fun, as we were meant to be. Well, I've been living blind in one-eyed land among those kings I thought were grand, till time had opened up my eyes, and I found out, to my surprise, that life without you was empty as a nest in winter light. Strolling the garden, springtime of a California day, with you by my side, the tears we cried have dried and gone away. Darkness of the Northland, in wintertime has all begun to run through the deltas of a passing sorrow, now that you and I are really one. Now we're flying down the way, all our hopes have time to stay. We can marvel at the time that holds us in its hand. Well, I've been living blind in one-eyed land among those kings I thought were grand, till time had opened up my eyes, and I found out, to my surprise, that life without you was empty as a nest in winter light. Well, I've been living blind in one-eyed land among those kings I thought were grand, till time had opened up my eyes, and I found out, to my surprise, that life without you was empty as a nest in winter light. Thank you very much. So, just a quick comment. We're going to get Mr. Hurlbut up here. I always look forward to me and John doing stuff together, and we have some stuff to talk about. So this shirt that I have here, it says, what does it say, Vanessa? It says, we just want to be free to ride our machines and not get hassled by the men. Now, this is from a movie called The Wild Angels. So check this out. Nancy Sinatra, Bruce Dern, Diane Ladd, Peter Fonda. It's like one of the classic bike. Am I right, biker buddies out there? Is this? I mean, Diane Ladd, the quintessential biker chick of all time. Anyway, so we had a good time today, and if you get a chance to, she's also in the world's fastest Indian, so that's kind of cool too. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know what I'm saying, actually. Get up here, Hurl. Save me. Come on. Oops.
You're doing good, Yorm. You don't need no saving.
I'm working on it.
That was that cowboy Alan Ladd's wife, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I believe I'm married to Bruce Dern, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. Where does that?
Well, it sure is nice to see some Fur Peace Ranch alumni in the
By
house
golly.
tonight. And we welcome them. Good to have you in the house. All our Fur Peace Ranch alumni out there in Radio Dream Streamland, and all our Fur Peace friends out there. We're thinking of you. Yeah,
So you really went to the well for this one, didn't you?
yeah, obscure. And a good Dobro song, Yorma.
Well, I appreciate that, John. You're making it moderately easy.
A Dobro is shining.
John, the song choices that you bring to Yorma are stellar. I can't wait for everybody to hear the album that the two of you did.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, we were going to talk about that, weren't we?
yeah.
Well, see,
So,
I
that was
talked about
good.
it.
That was good.
Yeah, that was a nice segue, Vanessa. That was very good.
And she didn't even know.
I
that.
can never remember when it's coming out, but you know all this stuff.
Yes. So anyhow, yes, we do have a record coming out, an actual vinyl record.
Record.
Yorma and I, and it's called The River Flows, and it's on Culture Factory, which is a great label out of France with the U.S. office as well, and they're a great company. They really have a love for the music. That's what drives their vocation. And they are the company that did the Jefferson Airplane and Hot Tuna reissue CDs and vinyl also. So we're
I
really,
haven't bought the box set myself. I got to buy my own records these days.
yeah, it's good way to
At least I
drive
didn't
up-
have to go to
drive up
eBay
the
for it.
sales, you know?
I bought it right here at the Fur Peace Ranch Company
Can't
store.
beat it. Did they give you a deal?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay, good. Anyhow, the record's going to come out on November 27th. Really excited about it. It is a limited edition vinyl release only for Record Store Day, which is on November 27th. And it will be only available in those small independent record stores like Lost Weekend Records up in Columbus, Ohio. And there's great little stores like that across this great United States. And support your small local retailer, record retailer. And because it is so limited, I think they're talking about doing 2,000 copies. You may want to talk to your record store guys and tell them you heard it's coming out and you'd like to reserve a copy, because maybe that way.
I might order a couple sets myself right now.
And then their plan is it really is an exclusive for Record Store Day, and then the Fur Peace Ranch will get it in December, and they will also be dropping into a what is that? Download. Download, yeah.
Yeah, that's a new thing, John. We'll talk about that
I
later.
don't know nothing about that. You say download.
Yeah, on the download. That's a different
Down.
thing. That's a different thing.
But the download will be coming.
How about what color is the vinyl?
Yes, they really are taking such good care of us. Yorma, in the early part of the stage of the project, he said, "Do you know how lucky you are that these people are doing all this stuff?" And we do. And it's going to be on red psychedelic vinyl.
How about the splatter design?
Splattered, yes, all different colors coming out of the red.
Ooh. Just looking at this record will
12-page
give you a
booklet in it
flashback.
with pictures and all kinds of stuff.
12-page booklet.
Gatefold sleeve.
Gatefold.
It's unbelievable.
It's
Anyhow.
okay. So like I said before we got sidetracked with our project, you really went to the well for this one, didn't you?
Yes, I did, Your Honor. Because this was when I get to see that dobro, I get excited.
Yeah, buddy.
There's guns across the river aiming at you. Lawmen on your trail, they'd like to catch you. Bounty hunters too, they're out to get you. Billy, they don't like you to be so free. They say Pat Garrett has got your number. Sleep with both eyes open when you slumber. Every little sound, it just might be thunder. Thunder from the barrel of his gun. Camping out all night on the veranda. Dealing cards till dawn in the hacienda. Up on Boot Hill, they'd like to send you. Billy, they don't like you to be so free. Guitars will play your grand finale. Down in some Tularosa alley. Maybe cross the Rio Pecos Valley. Billy, you've been running for so long. They say Pat Garrett has got your number. Sleep with both eyes open when you slumber. Every little sound, it just might be thunder. Thunder from the barrel of his gun. Businessmen from Taos want you to go down. They've hired Pat Garrett to force a showdown. Billy, don't it make you feel so low down? Be shot down by a man who was your friend. Guitars will play your grand finale. Down in some Tularosa alley. Maybe cross the Rio Pecos Valley. Billy, you've been running for so long. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, you know, I was looking around, I seeing all the Fur Peace Ranch students back at Fur Peace, and a lot of great guitar players here with us this weekend. Just take my word for it.
More than you can shake a stick at.
More than you can shake a stick at. And they're also, aside from being great guitar players, there's some great singers here tonight also. So this next song has a chorus that I need some help on, and the Fur Peace Ranchers are going to help out on this song here. Can we show the people who's out here tonight, Mylon? Yes, indeed. I don't know if they can see him. The house is a little dark, but we have some Fur Peace Ranchers here, and damn glad they're here, Yorma. Yeah.
Damn glad.
I mean, dang glad.
Dang glad. Dang glad.
That's what I meant. All right. Pulled into Nazareth, I was feeling about 10:30. I just need to find a place where I could rest my head. Hey, mister, can you tell me where a man might find a bed? He just grinned and he shook a hand, and no was all he said. Take a load off Annie, and take a load for free, and take a load off Annie, and You put the load right on me. I picked up my bags and I went looking for a place to hide. I saw old Carmen and the devil walking side by side. I said, hey, Carmen, come on, let's go downtown. She said, well, I've got to go, but my friend can stick around. And take a load off Annie, and take a load for free. Take a load off Annie. And you put the load right on me. Go down, Moses, ain't nothing left for you to say. It's just old Luke, and Luke's waiting on the judgment day. Hey, Luke, my friend, what about young Miss Annalie? Won't you do me a favor, son? Won't you stay and keep Miss Annalie company? Take a load off Annie, and take a load for free. And take the load off Annie. And you put the load right on me. Crazy Chester followed me, and he caught me in a fall. He said, I will fix your wreck if you just take Jack, my dog. I said, wait a minute, Chester, you know I'm a peaceful man. He said, well, that's okay, won't you be the boy when you can? Take the load off Annie, and take the load for free. And take the load off Annie. And You put the load right on me. Catch a cannonball now to take me on down the line. My bags are sinking, Lord, and I do believe it's time. Time to get back to Miss Fanny. You know she's the only one who sent me here. Her regards for everyone. Take a load off Annie, and take a load for free, and take a load off Annie. And you put the load right on me. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you for singing. And we heard you singing at home, too. Thank you. Thank you.
Good job, John. Good job. Yeah. Yikes. The third yikes. You got a round of applause for the mic condom?
I don't think that's fair. But they deserve one.
They do. What a great invention. All righty.
Well, in this world I'm living in, see the light. Sins are gone now, I know what is wrong and right. Feeling us together now, pushing back the night. Good time, baby, I see the light. Well, on this road I'm walking on, see my way. Paradise I'm living for. Each and every day, feeling us together, now nothing more to say. Good time, I see my way. Well, in the sea I'm moving through, feel my life complete with the one I'm living for. Time is oh so sweet, feeling us together, now pushing back the night. Good time out to the light. Well, in this world I'm living in, see the light? Sins are gone now, I know what is wrong and right. Feeling us together, now pushing back the night. Good time, I can see the light. Good time, I can see the light.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And now, we're so fortunate. Just a whole bunch of our favorite people are here this weekend, and I would love to welcome to the stage Mr. Verlin Thompson. Verlin.
I'm so, it's hard to tell you how thrilled I am to be back here, to be anywhere. I've been staying right in my own little neighborhood since about the 1st of March, and I gotta admit, you know, the whole rest of my year was canceled. And then I got a message from Vanessa, and she said, we're thinking we may be able to do this. And at first, I admit, I had some concerns, Yorma. And I started to say, no, you guys, I don't want to do that. And then I got to thinking, you know, hell, this is God's own playground here, the Fur Peace Ranch. And I said to myself, God ain't gonna let nothing happen to me at the Fur Peace Ranch or anybody at the Fur Peace Ranch. So I'm gonna go do it. And I'm just glad I did. And I gotta tell you, I feel very, very secure, very safe, very comfortable here. They have gone to great lengths to take care of all the, you know, do all the precautions. It can be done, folks. It can be done. It takes a lot of hard work, but it can be done. So, you ask what the hell you been doing, Berlin? Just sitting around? Yeah, mainly. But I have tried to write a few new songs, you know, and that's what I'm here for. I'm supposed to be teaching people how to write songs, and I've learned, I wait till I arrive and meet all my students before I actually tell them that you can't teach songwriting. And then I spring it on them, and they've already paid up, and they're already there. And I say, you know, I'm sorry, you guys, I can't teach you songwriting. All I can do is hopefully inspire you to want to figure it out on your own. And then I just sit back for 3 more days and eat good food. And it works out good for me. So here's one of those songs that I made up while I was hunkered down in the neighborhood. Well, call me one of the lucky few. I've always done what I wanted to do. And it started back in 1962 when I dropped the needle in the groove. Well, all of a sudden everything was clear. The far away seemed so near, and I could go anywhere that I could hear when I dropped the needle in the groove. I went to Bakersfield with the Buckaroos. I saw Memphis in blue suede shoes, Folsom Prison, Tulsa time. I went to Carolina in my mind. I could walk the streets of Baltimore, waltz across Texas on a wooden floor, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door when I dropped the needle in the groove. I had no plan, I had no clue, and no idea what I was supposed to do. You see, Mama was the only girl I ever knew till I dropped the needle in the groove. And then I heard all them singers all around the world singing all them songs about all them girls, and all that mystery soon unfurled when I dropped the needle in the groove. I met Maggie May and Maybelline. Hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, Norma Jean. Lay down, Sally. Good night, Irene. And who could forget Jolene? Jolene, Jolene. To all the girls I've loved before, Michelle and my Sherry Amore. I wish they all could be California. I dropped the needle in the One more time, I said. Well, they warp and scratch and they skip and crack, but I hang on to my favorite stack. I listen to them and it takes me back. You see, that's my life there on every track. And we've come a long ways from 78s and 45s and 8-track tapes and compact discs, but damn, I miss dropping that needle in the groove. So you can call me one of the lucky few. I've always I'm going to be ordering me one of those French vinyl records of Yorma's and John's, and I'm going to drop that needle in the groove, and I'm going to get happy again.
Nice.
Yeah. So let me try this one. I can't come to the old Fur Peace Ranch without doing this. You know, I say often that, you know, I traveled for 25 years or so with Guy Clark, an Americana treasure, songwriter, performer. And he did so much for me. I often say that almost every good thing that's ever happened to me, you can trace it right back to Guy Clark, you know. Everything from my new outlook on music. When I met him, he changed the way I looked at not only writing, but touring and performing, and the way I handled myself, and all the way to the girl I love and wound up marrying. That was because of Guy Clark, because she was a Guy Clark fan. And then one day the phone rang and the guy answered it, and it was the Fur Peace Ranch. And they said, Guy, we want you to come up here and teach some songwriting. And Guy said, yeah. And then when he hung up, he said, you're going with me. And I said, Guy, I ain't never taught nothing in my life. He said, I don't care, you're going with me. And I do this because he always had a cigarette, you know. You're going with me. I don't care what you say. So I followed him up here, and, you know, this is a no-smoking facility and everything, but they bent the rules this one time. I believe it might be the one and only time they allowed a man to smoke out here, and it was Guy. But what we did is we sat outside the front door of the music hall here, and old Guy, he spent about half of the class time getting up and walking away and smoking and leaving me there to run this thing, you know. And I guess that's why they asked me to come back, you know. After Guy couldn't come back anymore, they asked me to come back because I guess I did a good job ramrodding it while Guy was off smoking over in the woods. But while we were sitting out there outside the front door, we wrote a song with the whole class, because Guy, trust me, Guy had never taught anything either in his whole life. And he walked up and he goes, so you guys want to be songwriters, huh? Well, the only way I know how to teach you is let's just write a song. And he looked around the room, and there were 9 guys sitting there, and every one of them had their guitar on their laps ready to go. And he said, well, it's obviously going to be about a guitar, ain't it? So we started writing this song about a guitar. And, you know, we kind of got it put together well enough to do the little student performance on Sunday. And I'll admit, when Guy and I left here, we just kind of put that song in our files. It was an exercise, really, is all it was, you know. And then about a year later, my phone rang, and it was one of the students. And he said, Berlin, do you remember that song we wrote up at the Fur Peace Ranch as a class? And I was like, yeah, kind of, but I said, just, you know, you'll have to. He wanted to know about the music, and I said, I don't know, you figure it out, make up your own music and do it the way you like it, you know. But it made me think about it, so I pulled it out of my files and I slapped it on the table. And I just started reading it out loud while I started playing. And I read through the whole thing, and when I hit that last chord, the hair was standing up all over my body. I grabbed the phone and I said, Guy, I'm coming over. I want you to hear something. I went over to his house, slapped the paper down, read it out loud while I played through some chords. I I hit that last chord, and guy said, hell, I'm recording that. Well, our publishing company said, no, you can't record that because you have 9 people on right that wrote it, and then you and Berlin, that's 11 people. We can't. It's just administratively impossible. And guy said, I'll take care of it. He called up every one of those guys, and every one of them told him, Guy, we don't want money for that. We don't want any publishing royalties. We just put our names on it, would you? So if you look on his album, you'll see the 9 guys from that Four-Piece Ranch songwriting class listed right underneath the title, and deservedly so. Well, I was passing by a pawn shop over in the older part of town when something caught my eye, and I stopped and I turned around and I went inside, and there I spied in the middle of it all this beat-up old guitar just hanging on the wall. What do you want for that piece of junk? I asked the old man, and he just smiled and he took it down and he put it in my hand, and he said, you tell me what it's worth, son, you're the one that wants it. He said, tune it up and play a song, and let's just see what haunts it. So I hit a couple of chords in my old country way of strumming, and then my fingers turned to lightning. Man, I never saw it coming. It was like I always knew it, but I don't know where I learned it. It was a dream come true, so I just reared back and burned it. Lost all track of time. There was nothing I couldn't pick. Up and down that neck, man, I never missed a lick. It was like that guitar played itself, and there was nothing I could do. And it was getting kind of hard to tell just who was playing who. And when I finally finished, I was almost out of breath, and my old hands were shaking, and my old shirt was soaking wet. And that old man jumped up and grinned, and he said, where in the hell have you been? He said, I've been waiting all these years for you to stumble in. And then he grabs an old beat-up case, and he said, go on, son, pack it up. He said, you don't owe me nothing. But when he said good luck, there was something spooky in his voice and a strange look on his face. And when I closed the lid, I saw my name was on that case. Well, thank y'all so much. Thank you, Norman, Vanessa, and John, and Tom. Love it, man. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Roland. You know, there's a lot of levels of reality in that story, and I think one of the things that a lot of us that get into this kind of music really like is the conversation that never ceases to ensue when you get among friends and playing music. Now, the magic of writing a song like that, let's not even talk about the odds of that happening, although I wouldn't mind sitting downstream from Verlin just picking out the words that he wasn't using, coming writing songs and putting them in my own, because he just writes one good one after another. But just the incredibly deep emotional satisfaction for all of us that sit together to get to share those moments. That's awesome stuff, man. So thank you so much. And not just Verlin, but everybody that's in this room, because we're all in this kind of thing together. It's one of these things that's hard to put into words. It sounds sappy, but all know exactly what I mean. Anyhow, Vanessa,
We're so lucky.
I'm guessing it could be getting to be that time.
Yep,
Yeah, buddy.
yep.
Yeah, buddy,
This
spoken
is
here.
the longest quarantine show I think that we've done. A nice way to, I guess, send us off on a little hiatus. We've been doing this every week for 22 weeks. Well, we had the one, we wanted to showcase Spencer Bowren in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, what a great show that is.
And no one
That
had
was. I
seen
watched that
that.
show.
We both did.
Yep.
So again, this is the last week of live shows before a 3-week hiatus. And in that hiatus, please tune in to this Fur Piece TV YouTube channel, because there's shows you've never seen before, some classic hot tuna shows
good stuff.
here that we've just never shown with special guests, and then one really special interview of footage. I'm not even going to say what it is. So we'll be revealing as each week, a couple days before, we'll do the little announcement. We tell you what show's coming up. It'll be Saturday at 8 p.m. for the next 3 weeks.
And you and I will be on the feed.
We will be on the feed,
Yep.
so feel free to ask us questions. We are still here. We're just taking a little breath.
And Mr. Cassidy will be winding his way
Yep,
from smoky Southern California.
yeah, yep.
At least it got good sunsets, huh? Yikes.
So we want to thank everyone again. Thank my crew, Izzy, Myron, Mylan, Andy. Thank you, John, Tom, Verlin. Thank the students that made the decision to come this weekend. This was a special pick and putt. Thanks
Yep.
for letting us talk about the stuff that means something to us. We remain grateful. So thank you for all of it.
And nice job, Vanessa. Thank you, too.
Oh, thank you.
Well, people that know the two of us know I agree to everything, but she makes it happen. That's the secret of our success.
As my grandmother.
Oh, sure, I'll do that, sure.
As my grandmother says, I've been busier than a one-armed paper hanger.
Yeah, my grandmother had a variation of that one, too. Indeed. So, let me just double check this tuning here, and let's take this puppy in for a landing, and you and I will be on the feed next week.
And to our
before-
students that are in the audience, if you've been here before, you know that Sundays, breakfast is a half hour later. So sleep in. I'll have the coffee on per usual, but breakfast is going to be at 8:30. Thank you.
Indeed. Hey, thanks so much, folks. We'll be back live in 3 weeks, but we got good stuff in the meantime.